My name is Kathu and welcome to my channel. Kathu. So I believe you enjoyed your holiday. So today I'd like us to talk about word problems, okay? Or what I like referring to as story problems, okay? Because word problems are simply stories, okay? So it's someone basically telling you a story and asking you to calculate a few things, okay? So, and word problems majorly consist of the operations that we've already learned, like addition, multiplication, subtraction, and division. Okay, so it's nothing new. It's just a matter of knowing what operations to use and where to use them. Okay. Yes, and what will help us hack this concept is being able to identify some keywords. Okay. So keywords like if you want to know a question wants you to use addition, you'll see words like add, altogether, gain. If a question wants you to use subtraction, you'll see deduct, discount. If a question wants you to multiply, you'll see words like by, per, as much, double, increased by. And if a question wants you to divide, you will see things like parts, ratio of, or half. Okay. Yes, so those are just a bit of the keywords that can help you answer these questions. Okay, these are some of the keywords that can help you answer the questions on word problems. Okay. Yes, so what are the steps to answering word problems? There are a few steps that you need to follow in order for you to be able to answer these questions comfortably. Okay, so the first step is to read the question like twice or thrice. Okay, so the first time you read the question is to just familiarize yourself with the question and get to know what exactly is expected of you. Are we together? The second step is to identify the keywords that we've talked about. The third step would be to write what you know and what you don't know. Okay, so basically write what you understand from the question. Okay, and the last step would be to work it out. Okay, yes. Okay, I know that math is not in the least bit theoretical. So I'll do some questions so that you can understand what exactly I'm talking about, okay? Yes, because I've realized that this is a topic that many people struggle with, okay? So I'll do as many questions as I possibly can, and I'll divide them into different parts because I don't want to make my videos too long, okay? So let's go through the first question. And by the way, this is probably something I should mention. I'll be doing word problems for whole numbers strictly, okay? Because that's basically what you've been going through, okay? So I'm saying this because almost every topic in maths has word problems, okay? Like fractions, decimals, integers, etc., okay? So, but for now, I'll be focusing on whole numbers because that's basically what we've learned. That's basically what we've been talking about, okay? Yes. Shall we begin? So let's now go through the first question. Let's go through the first question, okay? This is the question that I want us to go through today. A fruit vendor bought 1,948 oranges on a Thursday and sold 750 of them on the same day. Okay, on Friday he sold 240 more oranges than on Thursday. Okay, on Saturday he bought 560 more oranges. On Saturday he bought 560 more oranges. Okay, later that day he sold all the oranges he had at a price of 8 Kenya shillings. Okay? Calculate the amount of money the vendor obtained from the sales of Saturday. Are we together? Yes. Yeah, so of course I'd recommend that you keep pausing the video as you read the question slowly. So I'd first like to start by saying that word problems are one of the easiest questions ever, okay? The secret behind solving word problems is writing down everything you've been told, okay? So you just need to read the question systematically as you write, okay? So we've been told yes. So we've been told that a fruit vendor bought this number of oranges on a Thursday. Okay? So let's write that. Okay? Let's write that out. So we'll say, let's write that out. So we'll say Thursday, he bought, how many oranges did he buy? Are we together? So we've been told that on a Thursday he bought 1,948 oranges. And we've also been told that he sold 750 of them on the same day. Okay? Yeah, so let's write that out. Let's write that out. So on the same Thursday, he sold what? 750 oranges. Okay? He sold 750 oranges. So let's continue reading the question. Okay? So we've also been told that on Friday he sold 240 more oranges. That's what the question is telling us, right? We've been told that on Friday he sold 240 more oranges. Okay, so we need to write that out. Okay, and you need to be very careful there. Okay, we've been told that he sold 240 more oranges on Friday. Okay, than he sold on Thursday, right? So how many oranges did he sell on Friday? He sold 240 more oranges than he did on Thursday. And on Thursday, he sold 750 oranges, okay? So that means that on Friday, he sold 750 oranges plus 240 oranges. That is what he sold on Friday, okay? So on Friday, he sold 750 plus 240 more, okay? So that means on Friday he sold a total of 990 oranges, okay? This is what he sold. These are the number of oranges he sold on Friday. Are we together? Yes. So how many oranges does this fruit vendor have left now? Okay, so we've been told that he bought this number of oranges on Thursday. Okay, he then sold 750 of them on the same day. Then on Friday he sold 990 oranges. Okay, so how many oranges had he sold by the end of Friday in total? Okay, so in total he had sold 750 plus 990 oranges. Okay, this is the total number of oranges that he sold. Okay, yes, so by the end of Friday he had sold a total of end of Friday he sold 750 oranges, which are the oranges that he sold on Thursday, okay, plus 990 oranges, which are the oranges that he sold on Friday. So by the end of Friday, he had sold 1,740 oranges. Okay? Okay? Yes. So if on Friday he had sold this number of oranges, how many oranges was he left with then? Okay? So if he bought this number of oranges on Thursday, okay? And he sold this number of oranges by the end of Friday. So how many oranges had he not sold? Okay? So, by still the end of Friday, he had not sold. How many oranges did he have? He had the ones that he bought on Thursday minus this, the ones that he sold on Friday. Okay, so that means when you subtract this, you get 208 oranges. Okay, so that means that by the end of Friday, he had 208 oranges. Are we together? Yes. Let's continue reading the question. So we are also told that on Saturday he bought 560 more oranges. Okay, so that means that he added 560 oranges on Saturday to the stock that he was left with on Friday. Okay, so let's write that out. So we've been told that on Saturday he bought 560 oranges. Okay? Yes. So that means that by Saturday he had a total of how many oranges? Remember we said that by the end of Friday he had 208 oranges. Okay, so in order for us to know the number of oranges that he had on Saturday, we'll add the number of oranges that he was left with on the end of Friday, plus the number of oranges that he bought on Saturday. So that means that on Saturday he had 208. So on Saturday, when you do that, you get okay. So that means that on Saturday he had a total of 768 oranges. Okay? Yes. So we've also been told that later that day he sold all the oranges he had at a price of 8 Kenya shillings each. Are we together? Yes. So that means that on Saturday he sold all the oranges he had at a price of 8 shillings each. Okay? And how many oranges did he have on Saturday? We wrote that here. On Saturday, we said he had 768 oranges in total. Okay? And we've been asked to calculate the amount of money the vendor obtained from the sales on Saturday. Okay? So that means if he had 768 oranges on Saturday, and we've been told that he sold each orange at 8 shillings each, how much money did he earn? Okay? Yes, so we've been told that he sold each orange at 8 shillings each. So one orange, 8 shillings, okay? How about 768 oranges? How much money did the vendor make? Okay, so I know our first instinct here would be to cross multiply. Okay, yes. Our first instinct here would be cross multiplying. And in this particular case, when you cross multiply, you'll get the right answer, okay? But the thing is that cross multiplying doesn't work all the time, okay? So when we go through the topic on proportion, you'll understand why cross multiplying doesn't work all the time, okay? So that's why I don't want you to get too comfortable with cross multiplying, because when we do, we'll struggle when we get to that topic on proportion, okay? So the best way to answer these questions is to reason them out, okay? So ask yourself, if one orange costs 8 shillings, will 768 oranges cost? If one orange cost 8 shillings, will 768 oranges cost more or less, okay? So if the answer is more, we'll multiply 8 shillings to the larger number, okay? And divide by the smaller number, okay? So we'll multiply 8 shillings by 768 oranges and divide by 1 orange, okay? And if the answer is less, we'll do the opposite, okay? So we'll multiply the 8 shillings to the smaller number, which is 1 orange, and then divide it by the bigger number, which is 768 oranges, okay? So now, let's answer the question accordingly. If 1 orange costs 8 shillings, will 768 oranges cost more or less? They'll cost more, right? So that means that we'll multiply the 8 shillings by 768 oranges, okay? The bigger number, and then divide it by the smaller number, which is 1 orange, okay? So let's do that. So we'll have times 768 oranges over 1 orange. That is what we'll have, right? And the oranges will cancel. The oranges will cancel out. Now we have this times this, okay? Yes. So what do you do when you multiply this and this? You get 8 times this is Kenya shillings. This times this is okay. Yes. So on Saturday, we can comfortably say that we got 6,144. Okay, so on Saturday we can comfortably say that the fruit vendor got 6,144 Kenya shillings from the sale of oranges, okay? And that's basically it, okay? So you see how writing out everything you understand makes it easy to answer the question? Yes. So let's go through another example. Let's go through another example, okay? Yes. So a company was reported to have made a profit of this Kenya shillings, okay? 2 daily newspapers gave the figure 1 to the nearest 1 million and the other to the nearest 10,000. What is the difference between the rounded off figures? Okay? So we've seen the word difference. That means that we need to subtract. Okay? So let's now write everything down as we understand. Okay? So we've been told that a company was reported to have made a profit of this Kenya shillings. So let's write that out. So we have profit is Kenya shillings What is the profit? 560. Okay, so this is the profit that the company made: 93,678,563 Kenya shillings. Okay, yes. Two daily newspapers gave the figure one to the nearest 1 million and the other to the nearest 10,000. Okay? Yes. So, so when you see this question, the first thing we should ask ourselves is, do we know how to round off whole numbers? If the answer is no, don't worry, I got you. I did a video on rounding off whole numbers. I'll leave the link in the description box below so that you're all on the same page. Okay? So, two daily newspapers. Okay? Yeah, so we've been told two daily newspapers. Okay? So, since we know that we are dealing with two newspapers, we should give them names to differentiate them. Okay? So, we can have newspaper A and newspaper B. Okay? We can have newspaper A and newspaper B. All right? So we've been told that newspaper A rounded it off to the nearest 1 million. Okay? And newspaper B rounded the profit to the nearest 10,000. Okay, that is what we have been told. Okay, so we'll start with newspaper A. Okay, so they rounded it off to the nearest 1 million. Okay, so the question is basically asking us to round this number The question is basically asking us to round this number to the nearest 1 million. Okay? So where is the millions placed? Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000, millions. Okay? And place value is a topic that we covered some time back, so I'll leave the link to that lesson in the description box below so that you're all on the same page. So, the millions place. The first three, this is the first three is in the millions place. Okay, so that's your most important digit, these three over here. Okay, yes. So do you round the number up or down? Okay, so the digit to the right of the most important digit is 6. Okay, the digit to the right of the most important digit is what determines whether we should round the number up or down. If it's less than 5, we round the number down. If it's more than 5, we'll add a 1. Are you together? So, is 6 more or less than 5? 6 is more than 5. Okay, so that means that we'll add a 1 to the 3. Are we together? We'll add a 1 to the 3. So that means that our rounded off number will look like this. Are we together? Yes, this is what our rounded off number looks like. Okay? Yes, and this is what newspaper A got when they rounded off the profit to the nearest 1 million. So I'll equate this to A because we called this newspaper A. Are we together? Yes. So let's look at newspaper B. Newspaper B rounded off this number, this same number here, to the nearest 10,000. Okay, so where is 10,000 here? Okay, Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. Okay, so 7 is in the 10,000 place. Are we together? 7 is in the 10,000s place. So, and this is the most important digit. Okay. Yes. So, and 8, the number after 7, the digit after 7 is 8. 8 is definitely more than 5, okay? So that means that we'll add a 1 to the 7, okay? So that means that our rounded off number will be, when you add this, you'll have okay? You'll have this when you round it off to the nearest 10,000, okay? So a newspaper B rounded off the profit to the nearest 10,000. This is what they got. Are we together? And the question is asking us to find the difference between the rounded off figures. So difference means subtract. So we'll subtract these two. We'll subtract this and this. Are we together? So when we do that, we'll subtract 94 million minus this one here. When you subtract this, you're supposed to get 320,000. Okay? Shillings. Okay, I forgot to include the units. Shillings. Okay? So when you subtract that, you get 320,000 Kenya shillings. And I also cover the topic on subtraction of whole numbers. So I'll leave the link in the description box below for the sake of clarity. Okay, so and with that, you have your answer. The answer to this question is 320,000 Kenya shillings. Okay, that was really easy and fun, right? So I think I should stop there. I don't want this video to be longer than it already is. Okay, so as I started by saying, I'll do many parts of this particular lesson so that you get the hang of it. Okay, so I want you to see how easy word problems are. Okay, so I'll help you practice by doing a few questions. With that, we can call it a day. Okay, let me wrap it up real quick. Additionally, I'd like to mention that I offer tutoring services. So if you're interested in getting tutored, please make sure you fill out the Google form that I've included in the description of this video, as well as in all my other videos, okay? I'll reach out to you as soon as possible, okay? So if you enjoyed the lesson, feel free to like, share, because sharing is caring, and subscribe so that you don't miss any time I upload a new video. Subscribing is free. Yay! See you in 2 weeks' time, same place. Bye!